we've got all of our ingredients here. We're gonna get started. We've got our red bell pepper, lovely tomatoes, lemon, parsley. Ingredients here, red onion. We're gonna get started. We've got our red bell pepper, lovely tomatoes, chickpeas, lemon, parsley. Ingredients here, red onion. We're gonna get started. We've got our red bell pepper, lovely tomatoes, chickpeas, lemon, parsley. Okay, so then we are going to get, and then goat cheese, because I replaced the recipe with goat cheese instead of feta. I'm not a big fan of feta. Okay, so then we are going to get all of our ingredients together. I've got them all measured out, and we're going to talk about knife skills first. Okay, so this is Leah with You Thrive 365. I'm here to help you thrive, not just survive. We are learning cooking, and on YouTube, we are learning cooking skills today, talking about all things cooking, because people have been asking me, how do you eat healthy? How do you prepare foods? So this is the start. We've got our cutting board, the cutting board. We've got a good knife here. Make sure that you have a good sharp knife. This is very, very important that you don't have a dull knife. And proper knife skills. Then we've got all of our ingredients, and we'll go into the nutrition of those ingredients. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so knife skills. We want to make sure that we are handling our knives properly. Okay, so tip of the knife very sharp. We don't want to brush our fingers along the knives, and we want to be able to hold the handle properly. So when you're holding a knife, you want to hold it very firmly, so we have good grip on it, and we are the master of our knives. So we want to make sure that we're holding it properly. And then we are slicing. And anytime you're carrying, we'll talk about slicing in a second, but anytime you are carrying your knife, you want to make sure that it's close to your body. You're not flailing your knife around. I know this is dangerous. We don't want to do this, okay? So we're not flailing our knife around, walking through the kitchen with our knives up in the air. I learned this when I went to St. Louis University, and we did a culinary program. You hold your knife and you hold it next to your body, okay? So you're walking through the kitchen, holding it next to your body, and you're passing it like this to someone else. Not like this, not like this, not like that, but like against your body. So that way we're not exposing anyone to any dangerous, you're not cutting anyone. So we want to make sure that we're doing that, okay? And then what the other thing is that, so we've got the sharp side of the knife, and then we've got the dull side of the knife. And when we're slicing things, you want to make sure that, I will show you this in a second. We are slicing, you can kind of see it there and TikTok, but you're slicing along, okay? And then we're keeping our hand away. I'll show you when we're cutting food. The other thing I wanted to mention, make sure that it's a sharp knife, and keeping our fingers against the blade, away from the blade, so we're not chopping our finger. And there was one thing I mentioned, but I was going to mention, but now it slipped my mind. So we're going to get started, and it'll come back to me eventually. I do need to get a bowl. So we're going to put all of our ingredients into a bowl, because we're going to make a Mediterranean salad. How lovely does that sound? And we're going to talk about why Mediterranean ingredients are so healthy for us. Let me get a bowl. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. We got a bowl now. All right. So we've got our bowl. We've got our ingredients. We're talking about our knife skills. We're holding it against our body. We're not passing it. We're passing it safely. And then we've got all of our beautiful ingredients. Lovely. And I am Leah, dietitian new with You Thrive 365, and we are talking about real food ingredients, real nutrition, because people are asking me, how do you make food? How do you make food? How do you chop food? I don't know how to use a knife. So we're talking about knife skills. So first we're going to chop up some cucumber for our salad. And okay, so I'm going to chop it in half first. That way we are good to go. So there we go. We've got our knives. Um, okay. We are there. Okay. So on Zoom, I'm gonna pick it up a little bit in a second. So we've got our cucumbers. So we're gonna hold our hand against, we're gonna hold our knife strong. This is, you're not loosey-goosey, no. Holding our knife strong. And we slice with our fingers curled. Okay. So we're slicing, we're using the tip of the knife and we're slicing down. And we're always keeping our fingers away from the blade. So then we've got these nice little rings. The other way to do it is, not fingers away, curl them, and we slice. Curl and slice. We don't want to put our fingers like this. We don't want to hold thing like that, like that and slice. That is potential for cutting a finger. So we don't want to do that. We want to hold our fingers back, tip the knife down, and slice. Hold the tip and slice. And slice. So then we've got these beautiful rings. So we can put those in the salad, or we can slice them in half. We've got these little rings. I'm gonna slice them in half so they fit in the salad. And then I'm gonna hold them up like this, and then we're just going to slice them in half. Okay, now, I just remembered the other thing I was gonna mention about this. When we're cutting things and clearing off our ingredients on our cutting board, which I will show you in a second. So let's say we want to do cubes. So we're gonna slice this in half and then slice the other half in half. Okay. Then we're gonna do cubes. One thing to kind of the ingredients, we want the sizes to be similar to each other. So our tomatoes are about this size when we're gonna slice them in half. And then our beans are smaller. So we want things to be kind of all the similar size. So I'm gonna slice this again. And then remember, keeping the fingers back. Okay. Keeping the fingers away from and against the knife. So then we've got 4 strips. So this will be much better in like a bite. We want all the ingredients in that bite. Sounds good, right? So we want all those good ingredients in the bite. So we're putting these together. We're going to chop these up in small bites. Again, fingers curled, thumb curled, so we're not slicing our finger. Now, with this, you move the ingredients along, and they're about all the same size. So then we put it in our bowl. When we clean our cutting board and moving food off the cutting board, notice I'm always touching the dull side, the not sharp side. We want to clean the cutting board with that side as well, because if we do it with the sharp side, it's going to dull the knife quicker, and we don't want to do that. These knives can be very expensive. It's time consuming to sharpen them. So again, dull side against the cutting board. You can put it in your hand like that, but we've got the dull side down. Or the other way, I'll show you this way. I'm gonna again slice. We're gonna have lots of good cucumber in this salad. It gives it a fresh flavor. And we're gonna have some fresh lemon, give some citrus. Okay, so we've got all of our cucumber. Put this one to the side. So we've got it on our cucumber, right? Got it on our cucumber. Put it in our bowl. Dull side. Spread it into your bowl. Dull side against the cutting board. If you do, I'll show you what it sounds like. That's not good. We don't want that. We want dull and sliding, so that way we don't unnecessarily dull our knives. So then we've got some beautiful cucumber. Lovely, right? All right. Now we've got our cucumber. We have our garbanzo beans, chickpeas. So these are very good for you. They have lots of fiber, protein. They fill us up. They're a vegetarian source of protein, which is great. And beans help us with our regulating cholesterol, and because of the fiber, it regulates appetite, so it keeps us full. This is great. So I bought canned garbanzo beans or chickpeas, but you can buy dried. They just take longer to cook. You gotta soak them at least for several hours, soak them overnight. But so I went the easy route. That's okay. Do what you gotta do. Canned, I poured off the liquid because I couldn't find low sodium. So I poured off the liquid and I rinsed them underwater for just to get all that extra sodium off. I did that. So then this is a 1 can, or about 3/4 of a can of beans. I'm gonna pour them into my bowl. We want lots of beautiful fiber in there. So now we've got our cucumber and our garbanzo beans. And then we've got our tomatoes. I'm chopping all the easy stuff first. So then we've got our beautiful cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna cut those in half. So again, this way I find it easier to hold the food in one hand and slice. So then we've got those beautiful tomatoes in that salad. And they've been rinsed. Tomatoes have lycopene, very good for us. Anytime they're a non-starchy vegetable, so so they add bulk and vitamins and minerals without adding, if you're a diabetic, without adding any extra carbohydrate. So we're just slicing away. I'm gonna quickly get the rest of these done. And I would love to know if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I would love, love, love to know. How many of you love to cook, love to put ingredients together? Or you just don't know? How many of you just don't know? And that's why I'm here. So I'm going to give you some tips. Okay, so then we've got these beautiful tomatoes. Now we're going to add our red pepper. So a lot of people can be afraid of red pepper because how do you slice this? How do you cook with it? This is a fresh red pepper. If you don't like red pepper or you can't tolerate it, that's okay. Don't put it in. You don't have to. But I'm going to show you how to slice this up. Okay, so a lot of people, you can slice it in half, or you can, if you're more advanced in the knife skills, you can slice around the stem, and then you can get the seeds out that way. I will do it slice around that way. We'll take a little bit, and you have to be careful because, and then you're spinning the pepper around. So you get a big, good circle. Okay. Then you get the core out. The core. That's one way to do it. And then you have all of these beautiful seeds in there. We slice it in half. We're going to slice it in half, just like that. So then you can use a spoon to get out the white part. We don't want that pith and the seeds. And then we slice it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this again in half, again keeping your fingers away. You can cut this into strips. So what I do is, there we go. So then we've got the white part out. We've got the seeds. They're gone. Yeah. So what I do. So I would like this if you are enjoying what you're seeing, if you're learning how to use knives, things like that. I would love to know. Like, share, follow. I love all that. Okay, help us grow. So then we've got these strips. So what I can do is hold my fingers away, curled, and slice into strips. Again, we want everything to be sliced in the same sort of size. And to make it easier for yourself, you can cut the end off. So it's a little bit easier to dice. And then we've got our strips. Easier for yourself. And if you don't like red pepper, it's okay. You don't have to put it in. So then what I'm going to do is put them all together and dice up these strips again. So we've got our red peppers, keeping our fingers away. Again, I'm not perfect at this. It takes time, takes experience, but gotta try with the knife skills. So we've got our dices of red pepper. We're gonna throw that in the salad. And, you know, you don't have to put all of it in, but most of it I'm gonna save some because some people may not like it. So we're gonna save some for the side and put that away to the side. So our next ingredient is going to be, I'm gonna throw some lemon in there. I'm doing the onion last because I want to make sure I'm not cutting on, getting that onion flavor everywhere. So cutting our lemon, doing our lemon juice, slicing that up, putting that in the salad. I'm not measuring, I'm just squeezing one lemon. Okay, oh, it smells so good. This lemon juice is so fresh. So now we've got cucumber, tomato, red pepper, garbanzo beans. It's smelling so fresh and fragrant in here. It smells so good. We've got our parsley, so now we're gonna cut that up. So we've got curly parsley, curly Italian. What I'm gonna do is just take the leaves off like that. So just going to crush the parsley with our knife like that. So then we've just got basically a little bit of stem and the curls of parsley. So put it in a little mound and then just with your hand over the knife, drag it along. Guide your knife. Remember, holding your knife with and with some strength and guiding it along, moving your food along the cutting board. Make sure your cutting board is stable. So we're not cutting ourselves. So then we're gonna chop this into some pieces. It's so fresh. Anytime we can add herbs and spices, especially fresh ones, they give so much flavor and so much, especially in the summer, the freshness. Okay, so now we're gonna put that in our salad. You can use as much parsley as you like. You could also use fresh flat leaf parsley. Doesn't have to be the curly kind. Okay. So, and then we've got our red onion. Who likes to chop who likes to chop onions? So I'm going to clear off my cutting board just a little bit, chop off the end. Okay. I would suggest having like a garbage bowl or something like that, so you can put all of these ingredients to the side, the outside of the onion, you know, the parts that we're not going to use. So we're just going to put a little bit in because a little goes a long way. And we're going to chop that up and dice that. So with an onion, got that the skin around it. We're going to put that to the side. And then we've got our rings here. So what I'm going to do is chop this into the same size as our red pepper and our beans, so it's all cohesive. That's what we're looking for, is cohesiveness. All right, so cut it in half. Then we're going to, you can dice this up again with your fingers curled. Red onion gives flavor, it gives color to this dish. We eat with our eyes before we eat with Judy. We eat with our eyes before we eat with anything else. I mean, sometimes if you're going by the fast food place, you eat with your nose. It is we eat with our eyes first, so we want things to look pleasurable and appealing. So all of these beautiful colors in this salad. Oh, great.
I'm watching a Zoom
Now
with
we're chopping up our red
dietitian.
onion.
Okay. Because he's mad that I'm
Using the tip of the knife down on the cutting board and moving across our body. Trying not to scrape the cutting board with the sharp end of the knife because then you're going to dull the knife. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. Okay, we're going to pick this up, put it in our salad. Now we've got some beautiful purple color in there. We've got red and green and beige. I'm just going to add a little bit of this because I'm not a red onion person. I just like a little bit. So I'm going to just leave that alone. So now we've got all these beautiful colors in here, vibrancy, colors of the rainbow that provide vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and fiber and protein from the beans. This is a wonderful vegetarian way to have your protein sources. So the next thing in this salad, you can add feta cheese if you would like. I did not because I switched to goat cheese. Kind of tangy, similar, different texture though. Feta is harder than goat cheese, but I like this flavor better and there's less sodium in this. So just because I like salt we can use way too much salt in the typical American diet. So I am modifying these recipes for you so you can watch that. And if you don't like certain ingredients, you can also add what other ingredients you could add in here. You could add different herbs. You can add dill. You can add basil if you like that. You can add quinoa. Is an excellent source of complex carbs. So, or farro, beautiful couscous could be another option. So playing with other ingredients in here.
She can probably hear you. Stop it.
I'm gonna add some goat cheese. And this is our last ingredient. So I would love to know what questions you have. Are knives scary? Is it fun to be in the kitchen? Is it intimidating to be in the kitchen? I want to know. I'm here to help. So put that in the chat. I would love those comments, questions. If you want more cooking for inspiration, please tell me. We'll do that. A lot of people tell me they're afraid of fish. So if that's you, raise your hand. We can always do that next time. So goat cheese can be a little very soft. So I am actually use clean fingers, but I just am putting in a few little dollops and breaking it up with my hands. And then I'm going to go wash my hands before I come back and show you the final product. I got a paper towel here. So we're going to use that instead. So basically, you mix this all up and you've got these beautiful colors that gives you a beautiful, vibrant. I didn't put salt and pepper. I thought we'll do a little bit of salt and pepper. Zhuzh it up a little bit. You can put a dash salt, just like that. And then you've got all these beautiful colors. I'm gonna grab a spoon. So I'm going to stir this up because I want you to see all the mixtures and colors together. And how beautiful is that? Red and green, and you've got vitamins and minerals and all the things. Add quinoa to this, complete meal, vegetarian. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully that it inspired you to make this Mediterranean salads and your recipes. It'll go on with the post and on social media. And if you want more, DM me, comment guide, and I can give you my free real food guide. 5 simple steps to starting and getting started on your real food journey. Pantry cleanup, gives you meal ideas. It's completely complimentary. DM me guide, comment guide, and I will give that to you. And Judy, any questions? I love that you're showing up all the time. Show, and I noticed that you are living your life out there in the world. Thank you for being here. And I appreciate you all on me. Until next time, this is Leah with You Thrive 365. Real food, real results, where you thrive, not just survive. Thank you.
Yeah, I got it.